Hey, welcome to Star Wars Force Time, new channel. Please like and subscribe. I plan on coming back tomorrow with some character breakdowns, which will be spoilerish in nature. But today, no spoilers. We're going to just talk about my first impressions, and also on the screen visually, you're just going to see clips of the official trailer for Clone Wars Season 7. That's it. So let's just get started. I want to give you a little bit of background on the first couple of episodes of Season 7. They were written and partially produced prior to the Disney purchase. What does this mean? It means we are seeing Lucas on screen for the first time in a very, very long time, which is wonderful. For those of you that have been less than impressed, let's say, with Disney Star Wars, relax. It's going to be okay. Because every indication from this first episode is that we are full on in terms of consistency of quality and the look and the feels that we all want from Star Wars. So this is pretty cool. Now, some of you may have seen clips of these first two episodes online or at Celebration, because they were kind of floating around because they were kind of partially made when the cancellation news came. But what we have here is really a beautiful, updated, finalized format that gives such excitement for what's to come in terms of this final season. Really exciting. So I'm just going to go over some first impressions. I'm going to start with my first point, which I call names and places. Names and places, the who, what, when, where, and why of the story. Well, if you are a newcomer, not familiar with the Clone Wars, you're going to be just fine, because the characters go out of their way to tell the audience who they are or who they're talking to, where they are, and what their motivation is. So, irritating? It's okay. It's the first episode. Is it kind of a George Lucas signature in a way that we kind of know who, what, when, and where? It is. I mean, it really is. If there's been some chatter about some signature Lucas moves, and that kind of is. We're never left in suspension, quite frankly, in terms of characters or places. So, is it a nod to the original? Absolutely. Or the prequels, yes. However, I do hope it kind of tapers off in the next few episodes, because the redundancy could just get a little irritating. But as of this first episode, it's fine, because what it's in essence doing is it's giving a comfort level to those that maybe didn't do their homework and catch up on some of the episodes that they might have missed or refresh their memory. And it also gives a really nice foundation for newcomers to the entire series. So we'll give it a pass this week, but it was something notable. So the second point I'd like to make about this first episode, and much as my first impressions, are the visuals. The visuals, this episode has the same look and feel, thank goodness, of the first 6 seasons. Plus, it has improvements. We've come a long way since 2008, and that is very, very clear. The lighting and the shadowing, the artistry in terms of detail is just really impressive. And as a special note, the colors, like there's elements of green and blue that pop so strikingly. The details in terms of reflective surfaces that show these brilliant colors reflecting in just such a subtle yet really beautiful way. And there's one particular scene too that stands out, where a ship is landing on the ground, and it kind of it skids a little, and so some of the dirt on the ground kicks up, and it's at night and the dirt is dark, and when it skids a little, you see there's like this blue crystalline underneath. Not as, well, I wouldn't say, now that I say it, kind of sounds a little similar to The Last Jedi with the salt on Crate, but it's not as in your face. It's a very subtle detail when the ship pulls to a full stop. And this blue crystalline geology that is on the ground is just absolutely stunning. absolutely unnecessary, but so appreciated. And it's details like that I'm really looking forward to in terms of the artistry of the overall visual for this upcoming season. So let's go into third point, audio. Audio, I mean, we still have, thankfully, Kevin Kleiner doing the score, along with incorporating the highlights and motifs from John Williams' original score. So it's absolutely beautiful, absolutely just fabulous. And the voice actors, the vocals are all same and consistent and solid and strong. Even the prologue voiceover in the very beginning, it's the same voiceover actor. So it's kind of nice to have that string of consistency, that thread that goes through and through. Fourth and final, let's talk about the overall story. I think it's extremely compelling. I'm really excited about where they're going to take us in this final season. I am also not at all concerned that we kind of probably sort of already know where it ends. I mean, Rogue One had that same formula where we all knew kind of sort of where it was going to end, but it was nonetheless, it didn't distract from its overall effectiveness. Like that, I could watch that last 10 minutes, like the Vader scene forward. I could watch that 100 times over and still be so psyched. You know how it's going to end, but it doesn't detract from its overall impact. And I think that's what we're leaning into on this final season. The story's solid. The characters are solid. Okay, one thing, without being spoilerish about this, they are bringing back, well, there's a hint at bringing back a much beloved character that everyone thought to be dead. It sounds familiar, I know. I really hope, though, that unlike some of the plot holes that we had with the Emperor in Rise of Skywalker, that we get a really solid in-story backstory of how it is that this character, presumably dead, may now be alive. I'm just gonna leave it like that. So that's fingers crossed on that one. All in all, amazing first episode. Super excited. Disney Plus is winning the episodic game as far as I'm concerned, between this and The Mandalorian, the upcoming series that we hopefully eventually get. Really rich content and all the feels that us fans crave. So good things are ahead for us. Please like and subscribe to my new channel, and I'll be back tomorrow with some character breakdowns, and be prepared for a few little spoilers along the way. Hopefully you can catch the episode by then. And we'll go from there. May the Force be with you always.